Appreciating even the job that isn't the one that you want forever actually helps you attract the next career path.
If I want to do something, I find somebody that's already done it. And then I do exactly what they tell me.
Lisa, I heard this so many times. Lisa, I'm afraid, what do? Do it anyway. Lisa, I'm afraid, I don't quite know if I should move. Move anyway.
I'm Alex, and welcome to Wise Vibes. To say that we're living through some challenging times right now might very well be an understatement. However, it is often during our most challenging times that we gain the best perspective and grow in more ways than we could ever imagine. Of course, while we're in the midst of those challenges, it often doesn't feel that way. But that's where the power of positivity comes in. So if you're looking for more ways to stay positive regardless of the situation, then you've come to the right place. Because in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 6 ways to keeping a positive mindset regardless of the situation. So let's dive in. Number 1, Appreciate What You Have by Gabby Bernstein.
If you're in that job where you're feeling like this isn't working for me, I'm not into it, I'm mad about it, I get upset every time I walk into the office. The thing that you're missing here is that, and she's looking at me, she's like, what's she gonna say? I need to know. Give it to me, Gabby, give it to me. The thing that you're missing is that when you appreciate what you do have, you create more of what you want. Appreciating even the job that isn't the one that you want forever actually helps you attract the next career path. And you think it's counterintuitive because you're thinking, well, I don't want to appreciate this thing I don't want. That's sending out a message to the universe that I want something I don't want. Actually, no. The more you appreciate what's in front of you, the more you become a magnet for what it is that you desire. So if you appreciate that job that's not that great, and you bring an energy that's a little bit more of a high vibe frequency, and you show up to work and you've got a better attitude, and people start to like you a little bit more because you're in that appreciation of whatever's around you, and they start to see you a little bit differently, and then maybe they give you a raise, or maybe they see some potential in you, or maybe one day you're just in a really good mood because you've been appreciating everybody and you're not mad anymore, you're not complaining on your Instagram about how you hate your job, and you're walking through the office and you're in a really good mood and you get in the elevator and you bump into somebody and they say, oh, what do you do? And you say, I'm a copy editor at this company and blah, blah, blah. And they say, oh, how interesting. We've been looking for a copy editor. Because it's your energy and your appreciation that creates that opportunity. So the more that you're in an energy of lack or fear or negativity, the more likely you are to deflect the creative possibilities in your life. The more you are to deflect the new opportunities, and the less fun you have, you know what I mean? Like, the key to attracting what you want, people, is to have fun. Straight up, have fun.
Number 2, Choose Positivity by Kevin Hart.
People got choices. I hate that people act like they don't have a choice. You know, you got a choice in any and everything you do. Here's one thing that I'll say to your listeners, and when I say it, just think about it. Do you know how much energy and time it takes to be angry? Do you know how much time it takes to hold a grudge? To really muster up the energy to hold on to a grudge. I don't like you. Every time I see you, I gotta let you know I don't like you. I don't like you. That's energy.
Right.
That's
Feels
energy
bad
that
too,
I'm throwing all this stuff. I'm throwing all this stuff your way. And that's energy that I could use to go into something else. Like, when I think about my time, I think about my energy. I think about my efforts. How much time and energy do I really have, and how much do I want to put into stuff that's not going to affect me on a day-to-day basis?
But just negative, just nonsense.
Nonsense. I mean, I don't have the time for it. That's why the negativity that I have received, I respond with kindness.
Number 3, Fend Off Negativity by Marie Forleo.
Every single one of us who both dreams and creates things faces voices of dissent, both from people that we know, from people that we don't know, and very often the most deadly comes from within. And if we don't take a thoughtful, conscious approach to taking on our unrealistic dreams, they just ain't gonna happen. But if you are up for the challenge, and I think you are, here are 5 steps that can help. Step number 1 is frame your dream. And here's what this means. We can't become what we can't envision. So when I say frame your dream, what I mean is I want you to take a picture of it in your mind's eye in vivid, specific detail. And then what I want you to do is translate that picture into words, meaning write down that big, unrealistic dream. And I know that you may have heard about the power of writing things down before, but the truth is most people just don't do it, which is so crazy because the research is conclusive on this. There was a study done by Dr. Gail Matthews that shows that you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down. So what I want you to do is whip out your journal or hop on that keyboard and get writing. Step number 2 is filter opinions and fend off negativity. You've got to take responsibility for the energy that you allow in your life. I want you to fend off negativity as much as humanly possible. You know, we know so much more about the brain than we did just 20 years ago. Neuroscience has taught us incredible things, like that our brains are continuously shaped by our thoughts and our experiences. And you know this to be true. I mean, negativity is one of the most toxic forces on the planet. It's toxic for your brain, for your nervous system, and for your ability to stay motivated. So do me this favor, okay? Do not solicit or listen to the opinions of people who are notorious for just being Debbie Downers. The one mistake that I've seen people make consistently is they almost habitually talk to the exact person who is the most likely to shoot them down and make them feel like crap. So don't do that. And here's another key. I want you to always consider the source. Meaning, don't put a lot of stock into other people's opinions unless they're actually out there consistently taking risks and being brave and actually making things happen. I mean, if you think about it, let's say, I don't know, you wanted to climb Mount Everest. Would you ever take advice from someone who's never even attempted the summit? No, of course not. That would be crazy. So don't take advice from anyone unless you really think it through. And I want you to ask, has this person achieved an unrealistic or impossible dream? Are they taking meaningful risks on a consistent basis? Do you admire who they are, how they live, and what they contribute? If not, do not use them as a sounding board for your idea.
And if you're enjoying these videos so far, then make sure you show some love by hitting that like button below and making sure to subscribe to the channel so you get notified each and every time another video comes out your way. Number 4, Grow Yourself by Bob Proctor.
If I want to do something, I find somebody that's already done it. And then I do exactly what they tell me. It's a simple rule to follow. I don't read novels. I don't watch movies. I'd watch documentaries or things like that where I can learn. I'm only interested in studying something that can cause me to become more of what I'm capable of being. See, I think we're all hardwired to do something really special with our life. And that's all I want to do. I'm really good at what I do. I could walk by a person in the hall and like that, I could tell them exactly what they're like. I could read their energy like a book. Everything goes on the inside, shows on the outside. See, we're gifted with faculties of the mind that the average person knows nothing about. You have intuition, the will, reason, imagination, perception, memory. That's what separates us from all the rest of forms of life. We go through school and never learn anything about it. Like you'll hear people say they have a bad memory. There's no such thing as a bad memory. Everybody has a perfect memory. It's just weak. They've never developed it. Our imagination. Your imagination is the most magnificent. Hill said it's the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force the world's ever known. I can use my imagination to project myself into the future and bring the future into the present and start living there. You work from the imagination, you don't work to it.
Number 5, Leap Afraid by Lisa Nichols.
Point 1, you got to be willing to do it afraid. See, you might be waiting for the fear to stop. Well, Lisa, I heard this so many times. Lisa, I'm afraid. What do? Do it anyway. Lisa, I'm afraid. I don't quite know if I should move. Move anyway. I don't know if I should leap. Leap afraid. And then gather your courage on the way down. And if you don't get it before you hit, you was going to hit anyway. I'd rather die leaping than on the edge figuring out how to get the courage to leap. Yes, yes? Yes, yes? So many times we're waiting. I'm waiting to get something right. I see your hands going up. You guys know if it's your truth, you can raise your hand just like we did on day 0. You're just kind of waiting. You're waiting to get everything in order. You're waiting so that everything is in you, it's together. You're waiting to not be afraid. You're waiting to have the courage. You're waiting to have all the money. You're waiting to lose weight. See, if I waited to release my unwanted pounds before I got in front of you, Lisa Nichols would be the secret. Yes, yes? I thought, how about I just leap with my imperfection and then find my form of perfecting my imperfection while I'm soaring? How about I do that? How about you not wait to get it right? You figure out how does it look doing it wrong? How does that look? Because your 80% of right is somebody else's 159% of what they needed. Yes, yes? And when you want to do it right and you want to wait till you're not afraid and you want to wait till you have it all together, oh, you made it about you again. See, Nelson Mandela did it. He just did it not knowing if it were right. Mahatma Gandhi just did it not knowing if it were right. Mother Teresa just did it not looking for affirmation or confirmation. Is this right? Martin Luther King did it not even knowing if it would happen before his life ended. I mean, what are you waiting on? Are you willing to do it afraid? Are you willing to do it knowing that you got so much work to do to get it better, to get it more perfect? But are you willing to do it inside your imperfection? Do you realize that in your imperfection, you're perfect for the job?
Number 6, Be Yourself by Mark Cuban.
I had a job out of college working for a bank for a short period of time, Mellon Bank. And I decided to, well, first, it might have been Inc. magazine, this is way back when, but there was an article about changing something in how you how you save Social Security from employees' paychecks. And I literally hadn't been working there for 3 weeks. And so I sent it to the CEO of Mellon Bank. Hey, I thought you might be interested in this. Literally, some guy he never heard of. And I got a note back, said thank you. And I'm thinking, okay, look, my whole motive in taking a job working for somebody was to help them become more profitable. That's the way I always looked at it. And then I started a rookies club where I reached out to some executives and all the people who had started at the same time at Mellon Bank. We'd all go out and get a drink and we'd get this executive start. And I didn't run it through my boss or anything. And so my boss at the time calls me in and said, you're doing this. I said, yeah, thinking he's going to say great. He just starts screaming at me and reaming me. How could you do this? You go everything through me. You work for me. Yeah, so I knew I wasn't destined there. And then I left and I went down to, ended up down in Dallas and got a job working for a company called Your Business Software. And we sold software, and I didn't know anything about software. I took one computer class at Indiana and kind of cheated to pass. But, not that I condone that, but, and so I had a customer, and I'd stay up all night reading. I figured, computers were new, and technology was new, this technology was new, so no one had a head start on me, because it was changing so rapidly like it is today, that if I just put in the time, I can learn as much as anybody else. And so I taught myself, I'd stay up late reading software manuals, taught myself different little simple programming languages, and it kept on getting bigger and bigger and better and better, but it was at a retail store. And one of my responsibilities was to come in, sweep the floor, wipe down the windows, and open the store. And I had a customer who wanted me to come out there and close the deal. And it was a $15,000 deal, $1,500 commission to me. Told my boss, he said, no, you need to be there to open the store. And I made the executive decision that I was going to go get the check, because I was living 6 guys in a 3-bedroom apartment, sleeping on the floor, and this check meant I could not use the same Holiday Inn towels with holes in them that I'd stolen, But anyway, so I went and picked up the check, thinking when I came back and gave the check to my boss, all would be forgiven, and the sales cures all. Fired me, and so those back-to-back experiences confirmed what I already knew, that I was a shitty-ass employee, and then I better start my own.
Let me know in the comments below which has been your favorite lesson around keeping a positive mindset. And if there's anybody in your life right now that can use a boost of positivity, make sure you're sending this video their way. So I have a quote that I want to leave you with today. And even though it is anonymous, it is incredibly powerful. So the quote for today is, "Staying positive doesn't mean you have to be happy all the time. It means that even on the hard days, you know there are better ones coming." And this is such a beautiful quote because so many of us often feel the need to stay positive all the time. And as soon as we are not being positive, we often become very judgmental or very hard on ourselves. We start telling ourselves that we're a failure, that we're an imposter, that we're not good enough, that we're not worthy. But none of those things are true. But in reality, we are human, and humans are meant to be messy. Things are messy, our situations are messy, but all of that is okay. Because as soon as we start leaning into the fact that it's acceptable to be messy, we start to release the judgment off ourselves and we start leaning more into that positive space. So now it's your time. Take the tips and the tricks that you learned today in this video and start applying them to your life. Because at the end of the day, you deserve to live life to the fullest and to truly be happy and positive with the life that you do have. So I want to just say thank you so much for spending your time and energy with me today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. In the meantime, make sure you check out some more powerful videos by clicking the link up over here or below down over here. I'm sending so much love your way and appreciate you in more ways than you know.